Language and grammar. Standard English. When you're not writing in the voice of a character, use standard English. This is when you don't use slang in your writing, and your grammar and spelling should be correct. You should avoid using dialect words too. These are different local words used by people in different parts of Britain. People from Leeds say nout, but people from London say nothing, because they have a different dialect. Punctuation. Using punctuation will make your writing easy to read. Your punctuation has to be correct in your writing, so make sure you know the rules. Always start your sentences with a capital letter. Your sentences should always end with a full stop, a question mark, or an exclamation mark. Commas are used to create pauses in your sentences. They can be used to separate long sentences to make them clear and easier to read, like, David and Maya wanted to go shopping. They needed new plates. They are also used to break up items in a list, like going to the shop and buying an apple, cake, a ball. A pair of commas can be used to add extra information to the middle of a sentence, just like this. My friend Paul, who lives next door, loves football. Apostrophes. If something belongs to something else, you add an apostrophe and s. For example, it was Daisy's bike. If you're using it, though, an apostrophe isn't needed. For example, the cat had its milk. Groups of people or things can be a bit more difficult. Plural words that don't end in s follow the normal rule of add an apostrophe and then an s. Like in this example, the women's clothes were ruined. If the word already ends in s, though, you just have to stick an apostrophe on the end, but not an extra s. An example is, we found the fox's hole. Some pairs of words can be shortened by being stuck together. Letters are removed when this is done, so you have to put an apostrophe in to show letters have been removed. Take the pair of words I and am. They can be shortened to I'm. You put an apostrophe where the A was. Speech marks. Speech marks, or quotation marks, show when someone's speaking. They should come at the beginning and the end of what someone says. Remember to always start speech with a capital letter. Bits of speech can end in a question mark if someone's asking a question, an exclamation mark if someone's shouting, or a comma if the speech is finished but the sentence hasn't. Negatives. Adding no, not, or nt immediately makes a phrase negative. But remember, two negative words in the same phrase will make it positive. I don't want no cake really means I do want cake. Use one negative at a time. None is a tricky word. It can mean not one, as in none of the students enjoyed assembly, or it can mean not any, as in I want a slice of cake, but there is none left. Spelling. It's a common mistake to confuse words that sound similar but mean different things. Make sure you learn the difference. Affect and effect. Affect means to influence something, a verb, but effect is the result of an action, a noun. There, there, there. There is used to talk about a place, like the fun fair is over there. There is used to show that someone owns something, like their baby was small. There is used as a short form of they are, like they're going to the park. Where, were, where. Where is used to talk about place, like where is my book. Were is the past tense of the verb to be, like they were happy. Where is what you do with clothes and shoes and stuff, like I want to wear my new cardigan. Your. Your means something that belongs to you, but your is the short form of you are. Types of words. Nouns. There are 4 types of nouns. Proper nouns always have capital letters. They are used for things like towns, people and months. Groups of people or things are nouns, so words like class. Names of everyday things are also nouns, like hands. Words for ideas are nouns too, like fear. Verbs. The easy way to remember verbs is that they are doing or being words. Words like smiling and eating are both verbs. Adjectives. Adjectives are used to describe things and people. Take the sentence, Mandy looked beautiful. Beautiful is the adjective because it's describing how Mandy looks. Adverbs. Adverbs describe how an action is done. In the sentence, Mark speedily ran down the stairs, speedily is the adverb because it describes how Mark ran. Sentences. Using verbs in sentences. Verbs are in every sentence, so it's pretty important you know how they work. If there's one person doing something, use the singular form of the verb. For example, Susan was eating biscuits. If there's more than one person doing something, use the plural form of the verb. So Susan and her family were eating biscuits. Make sure the tense of the verb you're using is right. Daniel went to the park and see a duck is wrong because went is past tense, but see is present tense. The sentence should be Daniel went to the park and saw a duck. See? Writing varied sentences. Changing the way you write your sentences will make your work sound really interesting and boost your marks. Remember to not change the order of your sentences though, because then your writing won't make sense. Start off your sentences in different ways and fill them with interesting similes, metaphors, verbs and adjectives. Try not to repeat boring words like nice. It's the fancy words that will impress the examiner. Comparing things in your sentences is also a good move, like Jessica was smarter than everyone in her class. Sentences can be short and simple or long and complex. Use words like but and although to connect them, or commas. Paragraphs. You should always write in paragraphs because it is important to organise and structure your writing.